need a little bit of a chop break, but not so much for them, but for me. I'm just going to make some very, very brief announcements. Thank you and good evening. Thanks for coming tonight. We really appreciate seeing you here. We know it's a busy time of year. February has now become probably the busiest month, February into March. And I just want to take a brief second here to bring to your attention some of the activities that's going on here. This Saturday, our 3 jazz bands are going to the Co-College Jazz Summit. Hopefully you know about that if your student is in jazz band. We're meeting here at noon, all 3 jazz bands meeting here at noon to load the van and the buses. We're going up to Co-College. Our varsity jazz band, Kevin Brown's band, is playing at 2 o'clock. The Symphonic Jazz Band, Rob's band, is at 3, and then the Jazz Ensemble is at 4 o'clock. It's free. You can please come up, even if you don't have a student in jazz band, you're driving around Cedar Rapids, stop by. It's in the building with the steeple right there on First Avenue, the iconic Co-College steeple. You can come in, I believe it's free of charge, and listen to our jazz bands. We also have a jazz concert next Thursday night, a week from tomorrow at 7:30, featuring our 3 bands. And then a week from Saturday is our SEIBA Jazz Festival here at West High. And I know you've received several annoying emails from Rob and me about volunteering for that, and we really appreciate all of the help that we've received so far with that. I'd also like to thank all of our directors that make this possible here at West High School in our neck of the woods here. We have Kevin Brown, Jane Triplett. Kevin's at every school here in the district now. Jane Triplett at Northwest, Bill Scheidecker is at North Central. Lee Raby, Ashley Atkinson, Amber O'Lean, Peg DeSalm, and Carter Biggers are things that really make things happen in the elementaries, and we're extremely lucky to be working with those professionals. Okay, just very briefly here, we're going to do this with both bands. It shouldn't take very long, but we have quite a few students in our program this year that were involved in All-State. They were involved in SEBA Honor Band. They were involved in SEBA Honor Jazz Band, University of Iowa Honor Band, Iowa State Honor Band. They're all listed in your program with various little designations after their names. But in this band, I'd like all of you that participated in the honor band this year from All-State through SEBA Honor Band or SEBA Jazz Band to stand up at this time. Please give them a round of applause. These are the students of Symphonic Band. Thank you. And I just want to say something about that last piece, and it's great to be able to play Gershwin and have the students love to play it. And we spent a little bit of time one day listening to some other Gershwin pieces, so hopefully you'll start hearing more Rhapsody in Blue and Porgy and Bess and American in Paris and all of the great music that Gershwin produced. All right, we're going to play a couple more short ones for you. The first one is an orchestral piece that is written by a fairly not too well-known composer, but it was originally written for strings. It's a great piece. Features a different style that we don't normally get to play in band. And then we're going to close up with a classic. Probably some of you that were in band throughout the 60s and maybe 70s, like me, got to play this piece by Charles Carter at the end, Symphonic Overture. It's a little strange to play an overture at the end, but think of it as an overture to the wind ensemble. So here is Preludium.
Before we play the march, I want to take just a minute, as Rich did with the last band. As he said, we have a lot of students in the band program who have participated in all the various honor bands, again, from All-State through SEBA Honor Band, University of Iowa Honor Band, ISU Honor Band, SEBA Jazz, and even a person in this band playing in the Grammy Jazz Band. So I would like all of the students in the wind ensemble who have participated in any of those honor bands, and they're all designated in the program if you want to find out whose little weird-looking words at the end of their name, what that all means, take a look in the program. But if we could have all of the honor band participants from this band, please stand and be recognized. Those honor bands not only represent a lot of work going into making it into those honor band groups, but also on the days of the performances, they're often doing 6 or 7 hours of rehearsal and getting a chance to do a really nice concert with a guest conductor. So it's a great opportunity for them and a great honor for them to participate in those events. I also wanted to mention that several of those students who just stood and several of the students in the bands that you see tonight, as well as our choirs and orchestras, will be giving a special concert here, March 9th, here in the auditorium at 7 o'clock in the evening. It is a fundraiser for the Cleft Palate Foundation. And so I wanted to invite, some of the students asked if I could invite you to that. Some of these students will be performing solos and in small ensembles, and it's a fully student-run concert to benefit this organization. So I want to make note of that. That's not in your concert or in your program on the calendar, but something that we would like to invite you to attend. We're going to play the Viking March, and I could have left out this out of your program notes. If you haven't read them yet, don't look. But if you haven't read them yet, you can see if maybe you recognize the Big Ten fight song, and it's not Iowa. But there's a Big Ten fight song that was immediately, almost as soon as this march was published 100 years ago, was immediately snatched up by the band director at one of the Big Ten universities and made their fight song. So if you haven't looked at it yet, see if you can figure out who it is, and if you did find out who it is, see if you can sing along. This is the Viking March by Carl King. Okay, I promise to keep this very, very brief. Get ready for the last fast piece at the end. I wanted to draw your attention to the program. We try to put as much information in there as possible. As Rich mentioned, all of the various events coming up in the next 2 weeks in the calendar. So we've covered that, but I would also like to have you take a look at the people on the back of the concert program, our West High School band patrons. Many of you, these people have contributed to our program. This patron program's been going on over the last 20 years, and it's been vital to our program, whether it was buying the uniforms the first time around 20 years ago to keeping up with the growth of the program with instruments and things. So we really appreciate the support of our band patrons, and we truly appreciate all of the financial support that they give us. If you would help me thank them with a round of applause. And also, as you know, there's another group that is also vital to all of our music programs, band, choir, and orchestra throughout the district, and that is the Music Auxiliary, the parent group. And again, many of you are sponsors of that organization, and they're listed on that insert for the program. And again, that financial support from the Music Auxiliary is what keeps us going and allows us to provide the kinds of opportunities that we have for students. So thank you to everyone who has been a sponsor. And I know that you've heard this by now, but the car wash, the one and only fundraiser, didn't go so well this fall with the rain and all. So if you haven't become a sponsor, there are sheets on the table out front that you can take with you and become a sponsor of the Music Auxiliary and maybe make up for some of the lost revenue from the car wash that didn't go so well with weather. And I would like to also mention, when we talk about the financial support, we have tremendous support from our administrators throughout the district, certainly here at the building level with Jerry Argenbright and his administrative team, but also throughout the district in our junior highs and the principals there, in our elementaries, and in our downtown administration. We want to never, and we always mention that at the concerts, but never want to take that for granted, because I know for a fact that that is not always the case in all school districts where we have that kind of support for our band and music programs. So we thank the administrators throughout the district for all of their support. If you could give them a round of applause, please. And once again, thank you very much for being here tonight and all of your support throughout the year. And for those of you that have already volunteered for the various things that are coming up this next couple of weeks with the SEIBA Jazz Festival that we'll be hosting, we thank you. If you haven't had that chance, you might yet get one more email from Rich on that. But we're going to finish up the program this evening with a fun piece that we've enjoyed working with. It goes by kind of quick, but it does have some really nice musical stuff in the middle. This is the March of the Trolls by Edvard Grieg.
Thank you.